Hey, welcome back. Well, we have some more Mario reviews for you from the Super Mario Brothers movie, continuing the Jakks Pacific toy line covering the film. Wave 1, we got Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, and Toad. Wave 2, we got a whole bunch more characters, different costumes, and another bad guy to top it off. First, we'll check out here, we have Mario Tanuki, you can see in the box here. Looking pretty sharp. Jakks has done a Mario Tanuki before, so I'll be showing you that comparison into his larger counterpart and the much more detail on this guy, obviously, here. You can see on the box he's sporting 15 points of articulation. We have Peach in her, I want to say, Mario Kart outfit. This is Peach in her biker outfit here. First time we've ever had a Peach character like this released in any line. She's unique to the film. And we have that mighty blue shell that we have never seen released before in the Jakks Pacific line. So that's pretty cool as well. We have our Cat Mario from the famous Donkey Kong battle scene, coming with that gigantic question mark box, which is awesome. So we have a new version of Cat Mario. Of course, we had a recent Cat Mario released in a 3-pack with Cat Peach and Cat Luigi as well. And then we have our new version of Kamik, Bowser's right-hand man here. Pretty nicely detailed version, but still very comparable to the classic Jakks Pacific release in the 4-inch line. So we'll be checking that out as well. But this is our second wave, so why don't we hop right in and check out these new figures. I'm going to start with Tanuki Mario. These packages make a lot of noise, so I'm going to skip the unboxing part and spare your eardrums. So we have Tanuki Mario here. He has this one accessory. It's going to be the leaf he uses to transform that we see in the film toward the climax. And then we got our hero here. Let's do a little zoom in. You can see some really great detail again on those eyes. The way they set this face in here in the hood makes it look like it's essentially a hood and not molded on as one piece. So pretty nice feature there. We have that tail in the back, of course. This one you have to attach yourself, but it just kind of plugs in there. And tail does not move or anything like that, so you can't really whip it around, but I guess you can whip him around because he's got waist articulation. But yeah, I mean, looking pretty sharp there. Love the colors, nothing to complain. A lot of detailing. You can see the fur outline there all over the character, so they really made them pop. And I have the 2015 version of Tanuki Mario here from all the way back in Wave 1 of the World of Nintendo line. And you can see that this guy is a lot smaller, both in size and stature, and you can just see the detail is drastically different between the two, and including their accessories. So why don't we zoom in really quick and I'll show you the differences here. So like I was saying, this is our 2015 release of Tanuki Mario here. You can even see the leaf is a lot smaller, similar but just drastically smaller, and there's no coloring on the back side like there is with the premium Mario here on the left. He's a full 2 inches taller, so we get like a 6-inch character instead of a 4-inch character here. And you can just see that drastic difference in detail, like just looking at the eyes where we have these inset crystal-like eyes here. And in the face, this is all molded. This looks like it may be molded in, but it was a separate piece that was put on there. And then the articulation is going to be the drastic difference here as well. Arms don't turn. He just bends at the elbow. He's got shoulder movement, head articulation. The tail articulates, and he bends at the knees. And that's at the hips. And that was really it with the original Tanuki Mario. This one also has that head movement. Now it has the arms 2 ways, up laterally and forward, and then it has that double elbow. It has wrist articulation as well. It has waist articulation. It also has that hip in 2 different directions. It has the double knee, and it has foot articulation. So a lot more articulation than the standard Mario. The tail does not spin around. You can get it to do this. That's really it. This one, it kind of did the same thing, but it just looped a little more because it had that curvature to it. So it has more articulation than the standard version. This one went for around $9 when it came out. I think at one point these were $12 in line, and this is $19. So a little bit more, but it's taller. It's got more articulation. It looks way better than the older version of Mario. And it's capturing the screen look as well. So you get that look where it's popping right out of the movie, and you're getting that kind of figure with a larger accessory. So a lot more detailing. This whole line is about a more premium feel. So it's going to have a bit more of a premium price point, but you're getting a lot more than you did with a standard line. Also, these aren't in production anymore. This is. So this is our current version of Tanuki Mario. Next up, we have the new Princess Peach, based on her look in the film, her motorcycle outfit look, and her accessory here is this blue shell, which comes from the Koopa General turning into the unstoppable blue shell to take out the Mario and Donkey Kong cart. Pretty amazing. I love the detail on this thing. They got the whole Koopa bottom there. They get the blue shell, very well painted, and then the wings on there as well. So this is an awesome accessory to have. And it looks like a template for us to get some Koopas maybe in this line. Be nice if we got like a 5-pack or something and it wasn't crazy amount of money, because you want to army build with Koopas, and they looked awesome in the movie with the spears, and some of them had eye patches and stuff. I mean, this would just be great to get. I digress. Looking at this Peach, you get a nice close-up here. She's got that transparent visor, which is pretty cool there, the yellow tint to it. She has her face there with her likeness from the film. Nice detailing on that helmet all around. And then you get this new sort of body glove suit that she's wearing there. They even get that little scarf on top. So they got all the details there all the way down to the gloves and the boots. So very nicely arranged. And then a much trimmer frame because she's Peach, not Mario. So they captured that in the character as well. And it still balances really well, so you don't need to worry about this thing falling over. Not anyone really to compare this to, because like I said, it's unique to the film, so there's no other Peach. In the last video we did, we showed the original Jakks Pacific Peach versus the new Princess Peach, because they were similar characters. So I can only really compare it to the Princess Peach and the Jakks Pacific line, because they're basing the likeness off the same character. And you can see the faces are pretty much the same. The only thing you're losing on this newer version are the glossy eyes you got on the first release of Peach. You just have standard white painted eyes underneath here, but I think the figure, the mold is essentially pretty similar to the first mold. So in terms of the face, I mean, it's going to be slightly different with the eyes and whatnot, but they tried to keep the look the same. So there's nothing really unique to show you there. Their hair is a new mold here as well. It's just tucked underneath into the helmet. But that's really it. So it's a all sort of newly tooled figure here with the Peach in her racing suit. The articulation is different on this Peach, much more than this original Peach. So she has that shoulder and the elbows again. Her head moves. It's on a ball joint. So this time much better than the last one because I had the hair in the way. This one also articulates at the waist. And she has wrist articulation, but now look, we have legs, which we didn't have last time. Legs go both ways. They also turn at the upper thigh, and they have that knee, and then they also have the ankle articulation. So a lot more articulation than the first Peach we got in this line. So a little bit of an improvement overall for the character, but she could do this outfit was a little less restrictive than her other outfit, although she did kind of rock in that scene where she went through the obstacle course in her dress, so she was still able to do that. But this Peach is a little bit more dynamic. Would have been nice if they included that little spear or the halberd she picked up in the one scene with her as well, but this is, I guess, is more specific to the racing scene, and that's why it comes with this blue shell. Let's move on and check out our other Mario next. So here we have our cat Mario, who in the film was kind of a joke to both Donkey Kong and the rest of us at the time when he got the cat suit, but it ended up being quite versatile and useful in the scene. And we have a much, much better version of Cat Mario than we got in the original Jakks release. But once again, these are kind of geared toward the film and at a premium deco compared to the original release of these figures. But this one just feels a lot bigger. So does his accessory, which is this giant question block. And I'll show you the original one in a minute, the initial release of these figures. But you can see here in the close-up that great detailing. You can see that fur all over his body, all over his head, that face piece again offset onto the mask, making it look like a costume he's wearing and not just a one-piece mold. You have that tail in the back there as well, curled around, which has some movement abilities. And then his hands, you could see those little pink in the middle of his paws there. So they really did a lot of detailing, and it extends down to his feet as well. It's underneath. So they did a lot of detailing getting those pads in there. So really great look to the character overall. Really like this one. Maybe he's my favorite in the line just because of how much detailing went into this, especially these giant hands. I love it to get his paws just right. But I think this is a great accessory to come with it because these question blocks are just awesome. You didn't actually get to see the bell or anything in the movie, so it wouldn't make sense to include the little bell with him for the cat. But yeah, this is a great setup. Why don't I show you guys how he compares that original Jakks release so you can see the differences between the two. All right, so the original Jakks Cat Mario came out in 2016 here in the world of Nintendo. He was in Series 2. He came with this bell accessory, which was the power-up you had to grab in order to turn into the cat. And then we have our Cat Mario here. You can see he's, again, like 2 inches shorter. A little less detailing on there. They still kind of kept those paws on the inside here on the top and bottom, so that was kind of consistent. No fur-like design on the character at all. Just more basic. They'll have a bunch of different colors on here. There's no orange on the back or anything like that, or lines on the side. Just that little tuft in the front there. But that was the Mario at the time. Of course, he didn't come with the question block. The question block did come with a lot of other figures, so I just brought one over here. You see how much smaller it is compared to this question block. So just a little bit shorter of a power-up. This is kind of cool. It makes sense if it's a bigger figure. They both had the question sort of outside of the block here, so just sticking out, which is nice. But this one just has a lot more detail on it, and it's much bigger. It's awesome. I love it. This is a good design for this question block. You can see the two side by side here, and just this drastic difference in detailing between the two. But the articulation on this one, very similar to the Tanuki Mario, with the wrists, the elbows, the arms, the legs. I don't think I need to go through it all. It's the same here. The tail on this one spins a little bit more, so we have a little bit more articulation in the tail than the Tanuki Mario. But everything else very similar, and I think they have the same amount of articulation points, 15 between the two of them. Yep, so they have the same according to the box. So very similar articulation, just a little bit more on the tail on this one. And I like this accessory way more. It's cool, and I guess you could use it with anything. You could have the leaf power-up coming out of it, or any of the other power-ups. So a little versatile, go with a lot of your figures. So this is a good one to include either way. Okay, we get another bad guy in the line finally with the addition of Kamik here. I love Kamik. He's always been a great character. He's been in a lot of different series outside of Mario. He's been in the Yoshi's Island series as well. So checking out Kamik here, you can see up close a little nice design with the this really transparent top to his wand. I think that gives it a little bit more depth to it than just having a painted piece. So I appreciate that. The goggles are painted. It's kind of hard to do anything else because he always has these eyes you can't penetrate. They're very dark in his goggles. I think it would have been nicer if they just had like a crystal, not a crystal, but a plastic lens, and just had a dark paint behind it just to make them look more like lenses for a premium figure. That would have been a little bit more appreciated. His beak is one piece closed. It would have been nice if it could open a little bit. He does have those signature teeth though sticking out through it, and I think they did a nice job on the robing all around. Still love him. I think it's great to get another figure in the line here. Of course, there was a previous release of Kamik, so I do want to show him next to this Kamik so you guys can see what's a little bit different. So our other Kamik was released in 2020, so a fairly new release. He's on the card as Magikoopa, so but it also says Magikoopa / Kamik, so he could be either one. You see this version here has that painted top to his wand. The goggles have a little bit more of a blue hue to them. I mean, this is going to be normal Kamik and not the movie Kamik, so yeah, differences abound there. Still has those fangs and the robe. Very similar design. He's going to have less articulation though. I don't even think his head turns on this one. So one solid piece there, the body. This one also has one solid piece for the body. You can see the boots on the bottom, but his elbows bend in addition to that shoulder articulation. And then his head turns, which we don't have on the other Kamik. But that's really it. He only has the 7 points of articulation compared to the, I think I want to say 3 points of articulation here. 2, 3. Oh no, 4, 5, the wrist turn. So we got 5 against 7 here, his wrist turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So a little bit more, just 2 more points of articulation. But yeah, I think that head turning really helps here than the standard Kamik. But yeah, you can see he's a little taller. Maybe I'll give him an inch, about an inch taller because of that hat. Hat is really what gives him his height. He's a short guy to begin with. But much improved look. And again, this is based on the video game look. This is based on the movie film. So a little bit more premium, including with those robes there. A little bit of ruffling on the robes. I love how they did the base on this compared to the original. So it makes him a little bit wider of a support base there, but it also has just looks more like a natural robe. And the wand, I think, is the real shining feature here with that clear dome top as opposed to just the colored in dome top. So it gives him a little bit more of a premium look and a feel to it. It's got kind of like a light gold leaf paint to it as opposed to this just yellow on there. So he's a much improved version of the original Kamik. But maybe at a $15 price point, he would have been more appropriate given his smaller size and lack of articulation and, I don't know, just a standard accessory of his wand. I think he should have been just a little bit cheaper in this line compared to the others that come with more impressive accessories and articulation. But still an awesome character to get. He's one of my favorite characters in the series, so I think he did a great job in the movie too, so I'm glad they added him into the collection in Wave 2. So that is our look at Wave 2 of the Jakks Pacific Super Mario Bros. Movie line with Cat Mario, our Kamik, our Princess Peach in her motorcycle outfit, and then Tanuki Mario. These are on shelves right now. We just grabbed all of these at Target. They're also on Target.com. And then Wave 1, of course, with Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Peach is out as well. You can grab those at Target and Target.com. I think they are also available on Amazon, at least Wave 1 is. I haven't seen Wave 2 there yet, but it just released. It just started hitting store shelves just a week or so ago, and it's popping up on the website, so you should be able to order it. They're disappearing fast on store shelves, as they do, but they should still be available online for order and shipped to home. So grab those. Yeah, it's this collection is growing. There's also a Bowser that is still out there as well. We showed you that in our last video as well. You can check that out. Hopefully we'll get a large Donkey Kong next. That is a figure that's only been released once in the original Jakks Pacific toy line, or the ongoing. I think they still have some releases in that line. So it'd be nice to get a movie version of Donkey Kong with a barrel or something. That'd be really cool. Yeah, this is the line. It's growing. It's pretty cool. I love the detail. We're going to be at Comic-Con this week. We always stop by the Jakks panel. I'll see if they have a Jakks panel this year. They've had one every year so far, so I'll be sure to check that out. I think they do. And see what kind of updates they have on their World of Nintendo line and their movie line. Since this wave just came out, I don't know if we'll see another announcement, but who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. So check back with us for our coverage on that and our coverage with everything else going on at STCC this week. I keep wanting to say next week, but it's this week. So yeah, just in a couple of days, we'll be out there. So as always, like, subscribe, and follow for the latest news and reviews, and we'll see you guys next time.